Hi everybody, welcome to today's Vehicle Visionary. Today we're at Holmes Honda and this is the 2022 Honda Passport. It's the EXL trim level, and yes, it has received some changes for the 2022 model year. As you can probably see on the screen, some of that's going to include the front end from the A-pillar forward. You will see changes as far as a more boxy, squared off, aggressive look. And apparently that's what the consumer was asking Honda for, so that's what they have given. You'll have to tell me down in the comments what you ultimately think as we take a look at everything. Now here are some other changes you can expect to experience or see for 2022. The deletion of the sport and touring trim levels, but the addition of the more rugged and more capable off-road edition that will be known as the Trail Sport. Hopefully we'll get one of those here at Holmes Honda in the near future. I'll be able to bring that to you very soon. So let's take a quick look at exactly what this model is. As we start taking a look at the exterior, of course, this will give you a better view of the front end and those changes, like I said, from the A-pillar forward to give that more aggressive look. I've said it in the past, when you see the changes, you're going to basically see what we saw on the Ridgeline for the 2021 and forward model year. You will see changes also with the grille. Everything is meant to look more aggressive, and I believe Honda pulled that off. Honda is very good at doing what the consumer asks for. May not be able to do everything, but for the most part, they definitely give it a shot. So you're going to find, of course, the LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, and right here, something you would normally see on a super high-end vehicle, but sometimes it's not necessarily functional. Here it is, the air curtain that allows air through the front end. Instead of creating drag, it actually comes through here. That's going to increase gas mileage. That's always a good thing. And of course, here's what your remote's going to look like. And one thing that everyone's going to want to know about, you can already see it right here, it's going to be that remote start feature. Now here are your power mirrors. Now they're not power folding. You can manually fold those mirrors in if you want to. Turn signal indicator built in there. And of course, Honda Sensing is going to be here on this model. So you're going to have all those great safety features, adaptive cruise control, lane departure mitigation, the lane keeping assist system, all that kind of stuff, the blind spot monitoring. And under the hood, you do get great gas mileage, but you also have a reasonable amount of horsepower. Let's take a look exactly what that is. And here under the hood, the most powerful option Honda makes available for any of their SUV models. The 3.5 liter V6, 280 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. Definitely not shy on the horsepower, mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. And while all-wheel drive is an option available on these Passports, this model is front-wheel drive. The big advantage here, I like the gas mileage numbers. 20 estimated city, 25 on the highway, a combined total of 22. And according to Honda, per every 100 miles you drive your Passport, you should burn 4.5 gallons of gas. And of course you can see the dual exhaust tips here on the rear. You're going to find that rear roof spoiler to help channel air over the rear window as you're driving down the road to keep that window clean. But obviously it's still going to get dirty, especially when it's sitting still for a long period of time. Got the rear wiper to take care of that. Towing numbers as we open the power rear door come in between 3,500 and 5,000 pounds, depending on how your Passport is equipped. Those are pretty impressive numbers. And what about cargo space? 50.5 all the way up to a maximized. I'll show you how to maximize that the easiest way from right here. You're just going to push that button right there, and I'll push the other one right here and drop the rear seats 50.5 all the way to a maximized 100.8 cubic feet. That's quite a bit. You have additional cargo space, storage space right here. And of course, if you need it, you got a little connectivity back here in the rear as well with the 12-volt power outlet. And of course, as we take a look here at the rear seat area, you're going to notice we have, of course, the door bins right here. You could put a large water bottle right here if you wanted to, some snacks right here. There are a couple of more drink holders right here also. So passengers are not going to be thirsty. Mat pockets on the rear of the seats. There's that fold down armrest with the built-in drink holders. Like I said, no shortage of those drink holders, and you can pull up on this lever right here if you want to drop the seat back from this position. Makes it pretty easy to do. And then of course we've got the rear air conditioning vents and the dual USB ports. Much larger and dual door bins here for your front seat passenger. Gonna have more drink holders there. Of course, power windows, power door locks, all the things you would expect to see here, and a pretty deep glove box. Power seats for the driver and passenger. Got the bottle sitting in there right now, the water bottle, just to kind of show you what's there, and what I like to refer to as the garage door lid for the center console. And then of course you can see pretty deep console, got some more connectivity there. You do have dual zone climate control, not tri-zone, but dual zone, but I think that's really perfect for this particular vehicle. And for the most part, you're gonna see the same features on the driver's side door, with a few exceptions, of course, including 2 settings for seat memory. You got your buttons to open the rear door and the gas door as well. Econ mode, controls for turning features on and off for safety features, and of course controlling the position of the power side view mirrors. And let's just fire everything up here real quick, just show you what's here. No changes in this respect, but just so you can see what's here. Steering wheel mounted controls, you got your paddle shifters, there are multiple driving modes, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, as you can see right there. And the backup camera is going to offer multiple views. We'll just run through those real quick and just show you what's there. This system is super easy to use. Push button shifter. So a lot of people don't like that. Tell me why you don't like it if you're one of those people. Gonna have the wireless charging pad here, more connectivity with USB and 12 volt, heated seats, something we don't need today in Northwest Louisiana. It's 80 degrees. And basically that's what you have. Now, one thing that's not here that you would have seen in the past, of course, you've got your power sunroof right here. It's just gonna be conventional size, but if you are a fan of the conversation mirror, well, it's not here on this particular model. I don't know if that's actually discontinued for 2022, but whether it is or not, it's not on this model. A couple of things I didn't get to touch on in my haste earlier to finish the video so I could get the keys to the salesman who was going to show it, or I should say the remote. Really, it's not keys, right? Not in this day and age on most vehicles. But on the dashboard, you can see who has their seatbelt on and who does not. That's a very interesting thing to see. Not something I've seen on a lot of vehicles, but obviously it's not anything out of the ordinary either. What about the driving experience? Well, the ride quality is good, and although I can say that myself, you really need to get out and drive these vehicles for yourself. One thing you have to always take into consideration is that those of us who do this on a regular basis, we also have our own daily drivers, and sometimes that can contribute to what we think about ride quality with these vehicles. If I drive around in something that rides really well all the time, well, my opinion of how the Pilot, or the Passport, let's not get confused there, the Passport rides might be different than what I would say today, or the other way around. So you really have to try it out for yourself, but based on my experience, I think the Passport rides very well. So for 2022, obviously you're not going to see a lot of changes beyond the cosmetic changes that we talked about earlier. So there are a lot of things that I don't think necessarily need to change, but I'm always interested to see what you think needs to change down in the comments section, because obviously I'm not going to buy every single vehicle that I review here, but some of you are going to buy these vehicles, and I'm always curious to know what you think needs to be added, changed, maybe taken away. I don't know. But overall, just a very enjoyable vehicle to drive. And of course, everything easy to get to, easy to manage, and easy to learn. Maybe you're looking into buying one of these vehicles for the first time, a new vehicle in say 20, 30, maybe 30 plus years, and you're saying, wow, that's a lot to learn, a lot to deal with. It's not as bad as you might think, and don't worry about, people might say, well, what about, I'm this age or that age? It doesn't matter. You can learn it, especially with these Hondas. That is one thing I can say. I have been in vehicles, I'm not going to name any manufacturers, but I've been in some vehicles where learning the infotainment system and all the technology that's available in the vehicle is a challenge. not so here. So overall, high marks, of course. I think that Honda has done a good job based on what they were finding in the feedback from consumers as far as what they needed to change for 2022. But of course, I'm curious to know what you have to say. And that is a quick tour of the 2022 Honda Passport EXL. Did Honda make the right changes? Well, ultimately the consumer will decide, so tell me down in the comments what you think. Gotta say a special thanks to my friends here at Holmes Honda for loaning me this Passport for the day, and all of you for being kind enough to take the time to watch and give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, there's a couple more videos right over here in this general area of the screen. Click on one of those and I'll see you there.